In this video, I handed the reins to ChatGPT and asked it to teach me SwiftUI from scratch. What started as a simple experiment quickly turned into a powerful and sometimes hilarious learning journey. Watch as I follow AI-generated prompts, tackle real code, and discover whether an AI can truly guide a complete beginner to SwiftUI mastery. Spoiler, the results were way better than I expected. Make sure to check out the link in the description for a huge discount on SwiftUI Prompt Camp. I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT, how to learn SwiftUI and how to work with SwiftUI basically. More on that later on the video. Now today we are going to talk about how you could just teach yourself with ChatGPT SwiftUI. And basically, first of all, you want to set the stage clear. You want to let ChatGPT know who you are and what you want to learn. So because I have prompted ChatGPT quite a lot, it already knows that I am a senior iOS developer. So I want to make sure that it starts the proper way. If you haven't done anything with ChatGPT, then just fine, just ask to teach SwiftUI. But I do need to let it know that, okay, I am a complete beginner in iOS / SwiftUI. Teach me SwiftUI. Okay, so this is one way that you could just go ahead at it and just try to learn SwiftUI. Okay, so it says you're about to learn one of the most exciting and modern ways to build iOS apps, and I totally agree with that. Let's start with a clear roadmap and then jump into the first hands-on lesson. So yeah, this is a good start. So by the way, I'm just going to analyze this. Let's just see how it works. I have 15 plus or 14 plus years of experience, nearly 15. And let's just see how it's trying to teach you. SwiftUI Prompt Camp is officially open, and it's unlike anything else out there. If you're tired of endless tutorials and Googling the same SwiftUI bugs over and over again, this is for you. In this 4-week live Zoom camp, I'll teach you how to use AI, specifically ChatGPT, to actually learn faster, build smarter, and finally feel confident in SwiftUI. We won't just write code, we'll train you how to think in prompts, so you can debug, refactor, and even plan your apps with AI by your side. And here's the deal. The first 5 students get it for just $199. That's a 90% discount of the full $2,000 price. And once those spots are gone, they are gone. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start building, with me as your coach and AI as your co-pilot, click the link below and grab your spot now. So first of all, we are going to understand what SwiftUI is, set up your development environment, build your first app, learn the basics of SwiftUI views, layouts, vertical stack, horizontal stack, add interactivity, buttons and state, display lists, navigate between screens, practice, and build small projects. Yeah, this is okay. Now, this kind of looks like a real good course, but I'm really skeptical about this approach. It's kind of like going to school and then just going through the workbook. I would rather prefer to just better understand what SwiftUI is, but the core concepts, you just trying to understand what SwiftUI is. Okay, and what is SwiftUI? SwiftUI is a modern way to build user interfaces. It's just grabbing it from the Apple developer portal, most probably. And then step 2, set up your macOS and environment for SwiftUI. It's just going to download. You are going to download Xcode. Now, this is really superficial. You don't really know what things are, or maybe you do need to know some prerequisites. And here is your first app. We have a Hello World content view. If you're watching this tutorial, then most probably you already know some of these parts or most of it. This is really superficial, and that is because we asked a really superficial question. We did not ask a question, we asked a request. I'm a complete beginner in iOS and SwiftUI. Teach me SwiftUI. Now, teach me SwiftUI is so broad. We want to break it down really to its core concepts, to its really small pieces. By the way, this is what we are going to do step by step in the camp. Now, for these tutorial purposes, let's just have a little bit of insight right over here, what we are going to do inside the camp. Let me just give you one quick tip. So, first of all, I'm going to, let's just scroll all the way down. I'm going to say that ChatGPT should act as a SwiftUI mentor or instructor for that matter. So you first of all need to say, how should ChatGPT behave? What persona should it take on itself? So act as a SwiftUI instructor. Okay, so that's the first step. And then you don't want to go all like, teach me SwiftUI. Maybe you want to ask something like, give me the definition of what SwiftUI is, why is SwiftUI different than UIKit or something like that. Most probably you already know, but let's just give a more complex question right over here, like, teach me what vertical stack is, something like that. Teach me what VStack is. Now, VStack. Now, this is much better than the previous one, but I'm also going to add something really interesting right over here. Let's add a comma and add with analogies. Now, this one word over here makes a total difference. So let's just see it, because think of it, you are a beginner, you know nothing about SwiftUI. You want to comprehend something that is totally new, and how to do it the smarter way? Well, to just have some analogy to something that you most probably already know, like a real life analogy. Let's just see it. Okay, so absolutely, in your SwiftUI, I'm your SwiftUI instructor now, and we're starting with one of the most foundational building blocks in SwiftUI, the VStack. Okay, so what is a VStack? Analogy. A vertical sandwich, and it just clicks. It's a vertical sandwich. Of course, sandwiches are not horizontal. They are all sandwiches, all vertical, but you know, vertical, VStack. You know, it's really smart. Imagine you're making a sandwich. You place a slice of bread on the plate, then a slice of tomato, then lettuce, then another slice of bread. All stacked vertically, bolded out. Really nice. One item on top of the other. That's exactly what VStack does. It stacks UI elements from top to bottom. And indeed, I would argue that it should emphasize top to bottom a little bit more. I know it's bolded out, but you know, I'm your mentor, and also in SwiftUI prompt camp, I'm just going to go through what ChatGPT throws us back, and I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to emphasize some stuff. So right over here, the analogy is like you place a slice of bread on the plate, and you, with this analogy, you kind of assume it's at the bottom, right? And then another slice, and then another slice, and another slice. From bottom to top. And actually, a VStack is built from top to bottom. You know, just emphasizing it a little bit more. Okay, so here's a code example. Top bun, lettuce, tomato, bottom bun. Really nice. Okay, this will show 4 lines of text stacked vertically like a burger. And behind the scenes, yeah, this is a really good stuff. VStack is short for vertical stack. Okay, that's really nice. Most probably already knew this, but okay, good reminder. It arranges its children in order, top to bottom. Okay, so yeah, exactly what I told you. In order, top to bottom. You can control spacing, alignment, and pairing. Yeah, maybe maybe you want to go into that. Customizing the VStack. Oh, this is what we do. Spacing of 20. This makes the VStack breathe a little, like adding extra lettuce in your burger. Again, the analogy part over here. It's really nice. Now you better understand what is a spacing. What does it actually mean? Of course, you might follow along in Xcode and just copy out this code and then just paste it in and see what's going on. Visualizing it. Oh, this is also nice. Here is our spacing. It's not over here. It is over here. Okay, each element is in its own row. When to use VStack? Use VStack whenever you want things to appear on top of each other, like a title, subtitle, and the button. All of that stuff. Good. So try this in Xcode. Okay. So yeah, title, subtitle, and a button. I know it adds some font and the foreground color so you better understand this. You might want to ask ChatGPT what these are. But again, the cool part of learning this way is that you get to carve out your own path while still AI, ChatGPT, is going to make sure that you stay on track. You progress. Okay, but of course, you do need to have a plan, which we are going to talk about in SwiftUI Prompt Camp. Okay, so basically that's the whole answer. Would you like me to show you a stack, horizontal sandwich, or guide you through a mini challenge using VStack next? Okay, so you did understand this, and this is my final tip for today on this. It already said this. Do you want a mini challenge? You might want to skip this because, okay, I do understand this. It's really simple. And in a horizontal stack, most probably it is. But when you are going to get into more abstract concept, more complicated stuff, you do want to have a challenge for yourself. You do want to make sure that you do understand what you just read and you just learned. You might want to, you are tempted to go to horizontal stack, but please don't. That's my final tip. Do a mini challenge. So let's just type in a mini challenge. Okay, so awesome. Here's your first SwiftUI VStack mini challenge. We're going to build a profile card using only VStack. So challenge goal, create a profile card that shows profile picture, use an emoji for now. Okay, name. Okay, my name, a short description, iOS developer, a follow button. Here's the design. Okay, so this is what you should be seeing right over here. So your tasks, use a VStack, add spacing between elements, style the text, bold name, gray description, add a padding around the whole card, make the button print something on the console. Start code template, copy this into your content. Okay, it's kind of does everything. I'm really sure that this shouldn't be right over here. So maybe when you are creating, and most probably when you are creating your mini challenge, then you should state, do not show me the code. I will type in the code myself. Of course, we already have it right over here. So yeah, it's out of scope of the tutorial anyway to just type this out. We are talking about prompting ChatGPT and latest bonus. Center everything on the screen, add the background color or around it a card effect. Now, this is really interesting about the bonuses. You might want to go into the bonuses, but I would highly recommend to not do it because you are focusing on learning one thing and one thing only really nicely. And adding some bonuses, it's just going to clutter your idea of what you are learning. Okay, so we are going to cover a lot more in SwiftUI Prompt Camp, but yeah, this is how you should start learning SwiftUI with ChatGPT. This is just scratching the surface. The link for the discounted code is down in the description. Also, this video has been sponsored by Tenjin ROI 101. The link for their channel is down in the description too.